morning, YouTube. All right, summertime is coming and it's in Appalachia, and that means cucumbers are gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna show you how to make the most delicious, creamy cucumber and onion salad. Tastes like my childhood, and it is so over the top. You're gonna like this one. All right, YouTube. I'm back. Let's cook, y'all. We got a family to feed. So we're gonna get started with our cucumber salad. And I wanted to point something out. So these are English cucumbers. These are the guys that come wrapped up in the plastic. Probably because they're so porous and lose moisture so quickly, but I would have to look that one up. I don't know. Cucumbers can be kind of delicate. They lose moisture really quickly. They get shriveled and shrunken. They also just decide to self-destruct and turn into an evil alien goo if you're not careful there either. All right, so a couple tricks with cucumbers. If you notice, I kind of peeled mine. And this, all I did was I took a doohickey vegetable peeler and I did it just so that there's stripes. Why did I do that? Very good reason. You ask my mother, she may tell you. I actually have no idea. That's what my mom did. That's what my grandmother did. That's what I do. I have no idea. I don't know if it serves a purpose. I don't know if it's just pretty. I kind of like it. That's how crap happens in the kitchens, especially Southern Appalachian kitchens. So there we go. Striped cucumbers. All right, here's something else I want to point out. Originally, and we'll talk about this more later, but originally this recipe did not pull the seeds out of the cucumbers. We do have a bowl set up over here with a colander, with that thing, strainer, and we're going to strain. Hang on, we're going to clean one because that one looks like it has grass clippings in it. With my boys, it would not surprise me. Anyway, we're going to salt and strain our onions and cucumbers, and we're going to let the excess liquid die out. If you're worried about your salad getting soggy, we got a couple things that we can do. Number one, if you want to, this is a fancy technique. This is it. You pull those seeds out and just leave the shell. This is incredibly watery. And also, this used to be a much bigger thing than it is now. If you go and you look at packs of seeds or seed catalogs, which I do all the time because I'm crazy, you'll see burpless cucumbers. You get rid of the seeds in old-fashioned varieties or heirloom varieties of cucumbers, and you don't burp as much. I mean, I think there's bigger issues to worry about. But one of the things that you can do to keep your salad from getting watery is this. All right. So the other thing that we're going to do, and I'm not going to make you watch me do all that, but the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to salt our cucumbers, and we're going to put them, toss them with a little bit of salt. We're going to put them in a clean colander over this bowl. We're going to give them, I don't know, half an hour just for the excess moisture to come out. Another thing, if you are worried about your salad getting soggy, we're going to chill all of these elements independently. We're going to make the dressing, which has beautiful fresh dill and sour cream and mayonnaise. And we are going to make that dressing ahead of time. And we're going to stash that in the refrigerator so that that dill infuses well into the cucumber, into the sour cream and the mayonnaise. But we're not going to combine the cucumber and the onion with the dressing until right before we serve it. Your vegetables, onions and cucumbers both, will tend to weep once they've been combined. So you stash your cucumbers and onions tossed with some salt. Like if you put the sieve strainer back over here, you can pick up a smaller bowl. That's the size of a freaking swimming pool. But if you put them in a sieve and then set them in your refrigerator, they will not only lose a lot of the excess moisture, which is nice because then your vegetables get super crunchy, but they'll be nice and cold. And when you toss them with the nice and cold dressing, you have an entirely nicely cold situation happening, which is perfect. All right, so I'm going to finish doing this. I'm going to find the strainer that doesn't look like it was used to mow the yard, and I'll be back. All right, so I apologize for the massive construction outside that of course, decided, first time I tried to shoot a video in months, and of course, because that's what had to happen. All right, so here are our cucumbers, and I've got that was only about a teaspoon of kosher salt, and I've got just like teeny bit more. Boom. Anyway, so couple things. I actually have just plain white onion. You have some choices here. You can use red onion, purple onion, whatever y'all call it. I like this, and if you're not going to put your salad together until last second, go ahead and use a purple onion. I like the flavor. However, that color will weep into your salad, and it's a pretty pink, but it's kind of weird because you don't expect pink food to be savory, and this is a creamy, savory thing. So, you know, that's between you and God, I guess, whatever you feel like. I just use a plain white onion, and don't worry about it. If it's the time of year when you've got sweet onions, Walla Wallas or Vidalias, absolutely use one of those. In the meantime, so we've tossed everything together really well, okay? And this, oh, in the meantime, while I was gone, in other news, my refrigerator just died. Now, I'm a cheapskate, y'all know that. And this fridge has been drug around for years. And over the past couple years, all of the shelf things in the fridge have broken one by one. We can't even find a model number on this stupid thing. And so when I found out it was going to cost me probably $700 to replace, oh, we finally broke the big drawer, you know, the one that's the produce keeper. It's a Fresh Lock. Fresh Lock hydrator. Well, I can't find that anywhere. Can't find a model number. It was going to cost like $250 to buy. I'm like, that's stupid. So anyway, my fridge completely died. I have a big open box with no shelves in it. Not helpful. Okay, so here we go. We're going to make the dressing. We're going to go buy a refrigerator, but we're going to finish salting our cucumbers and onions, and we're going to get our dressing nice and chilled in the big open box with no shelves that used to be a refrigerator. All right, so 1/4 cup of sour cream. And all of the kids have decided this is like, it's like Christmas. They're like, I want to know what kind you're going to get. I'm like, it's not up to you. You're not paying for it. 1/4 cup of sour cream, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. These are 2-ounce ramekins. These are the handiest little doodads. Okay. Something else I've been doing recently. Let me show you something. If you're doing a lot of food prep, so I'm about to start this big series on Sunday dinners, and in Tennessee we do meat and 3. So it's a meat, 3 side dishes, a dessert, and usually bread and a drink. That's a lot, right? Well, it seems like a lot more work than it actually is. I've been using these silly little things. You do all your list, your prep workout beforehand, divide them all up into here, and then you take all the little containers for one dish, stash them all together on a little baking sheet and throw it in the fridge. If you had shelves in your fridge, you could do that. Sorry. Anyway, you stash that in the fridge, and then whatever time it is right before you need to put it together, you pull it out, you got all the stuff for one dish, you throw the empties in the sink, and boom, you're done. Nice. All right, teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of plain old white sugar. This is a nice handful of fresh dill, and a good tablespoon of white wine vinegar. Now, I am not salting our dressing right here. And yes, it is kind of like a ranch. There's no garlic. And honestly, I think garlic a lot of time is overpowering for cucumbers. Not all the time. And, you know, we're going to taste it here in a little bit and decide how we like it. But we're not going to go too crazy because there is salt on our cucumbers. And we're not going to rinse them. We're just going to let the extra liquid drain off. So when that all comes together, then we taste and adjust for seasoning. All right, so let's see. See the nice fresh dill. Mm. Yep, that's the way you want to do that. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to cover up our dressing. I'm going to put a cover on our cucumbers while we are out for refrigerator shopping. And when I come back, I'm going to put everything together. All right, we're back. I just bought a new refrigerator. The refrigerator I've got was a gimme. Somebody gave it to me. Actually, somebody bought me a refrigerator as a Christmas present, and then traded temporarily, and I got the old crappy fridge. Anyway, all the shelves and all the drawers had broken. I just went and bought a fridge. Other than the dishwasher that is running behind me, it's the first, well, those are the first two new appliances I've actually ever bought for myself. I just always had the used, leftover, crappy, whatever, what everybody was throwing out. I finally have my own refrigerator. Okay. And it's big, too. It's 30 cubic feet. All right, so check this out. This is crazy. You can't see that. Hang on. Look at the amount of liquid that came out of those cucumbers. That's why you don't mix it up ahead of time, because it gets nice and watery. Now, let me give you a secret. When I was little, Peggy Bell and my grandmother, whose name was Frances Lindsay, they used to get together with my mom, and they would start canning vegetables in the fall. Well, they started about July and then can for the next couple months. I think that it was an excuse because Peggy would show up with a bottle of gin, and they would drink gin and make chow-chow, and I swear to God, that's going to be the name of my cookbook one day. And now I've completely forgot. Oh, here's my point. They would salt the veggies that they were going to use to make chow-chow, which was peppers and onions and cabbage and tomatoes, and then let the liquid drain like that, and it makes the best Bloody Marys you have ever had. Bar none. That is liquid gold right there. So now I've just given you an excuse to go buy a bottle of whatever. What do you put in Bloody Mary? Vodka? Yeah. You put gin in the Bloody Mary? How come that? Anyway, I just gave you an excuse to go do that. And there's your serving of vegetables for the day. Okay. Now I have to go do that. I guess I gotta figure out what kind of goes in it. All right, so here is our dressing that was in the refrigerator. And all that liquid that leached out, if you use a red onion, it will most likely, usually, tint your cucumbers slightly pink, slightly purple. And it just depends on, what you want. I like the flavor. This I am making up slightly ahead of time. And so I didn't want the pink, but it's really beautiful with the green and the white, right? And this is a classic. This is what summer in the South tastes like, a cucumber salad. Wait a minute. Oh no. Seasoning is perfect. Spot on. Look here, y'all. That is a perfect little bite of Appalachian summertime. You need to make you some of that.